Is it live now? Are we live now? Are we finally live now? All right, let's see. Are we finally live now? Oh, for Pete's sakes, this software is retarded. Okay, so apparently I need to adjust. Does it seriously have that much delay? All right, let's adjust this. Edit. No, thumbnail. Gaming. That's all correct. So the thumbnail is off. Yeah, okay, so it's just YouTube stinks. Like, honestly, why has this got to be so difficult? Anywho. Alright, hi everybody. Oh, I hope everybody is doing good. Is doing good, you know. Hey, wifey. Oh, thanks for watching, wifey. I don't know. Are you obligated? I think my wife is obligated to watch under like the marriage contract or something like that. I don't know. Anyhow, it's annoying. Whatever. This software is annoying. All right. So an explanation. Just because this is going to be a video that other people are going to watch eventually. So the explanation, what we're doing here. We are building a 1.16 friendly experience farm. All right, now let me explain that. So the 1.16 issue of Minecraft, man, do I got a lot of mobs in here. Oh, there's even a village. Anyhow, so the 1.16 version of Minecraft, what I mean, Minecraft has several different versions. They keep like upgrading it, right? So every time Minecraft goes and upgrades, let me just turn this music down. Every time Minecraft goes and upgrades the game, they end up like changing things. So the last version of the game is 1.15. Technically it's 1.15.2, but anyhow, so far that's my favorite version for several reasons. One of which is zero-tick farms. So let's be specific here and say zero ticking. What is zero ticking? Well, zero ticking is the idea that we can get a piston to, well, do things really quickly. And I have this on previous videos, so I don't want to reiterate this too much. But anyhow, zero ticking is not going away. Let me repeat this. Zero ticking is not going away. Zero ticking farms are going away. And the way they're doing this is by changing the way that plants update their growth mechanism. So the zero tick piston mechanism is still there. So suck it, Bedrock. Anyhow, yeah. So that's the thing. So it's a version, right? But they did nerf they did totally nerf the zero tick farms, which I think sucks. I think it really sucks because I'm sorry, but zero tick farms make everything a hell of a lot. I'm not gonna say easier, but doable. Like, zero-tick farms make big builds doable. So that's a thing. Yeah. I mean, for Pete's sakes, like I was just watching. So I was watching Avamance's build, right, on his bamboo 1.16 friendly bamboo. And by the way, for anybody that doesn't already know this, the 1.16 friendly farms are simply the 1.14 and older farms. we're literally redoing, we're just recreating old farms. It's hilarious to me. I mean, you're gonna see everybody bringing back the old farms, the flying machine bamboo farms, the sugarcane farms and stuff. I already use these, but the zero tick is so much faster. It's so much faster for a less floor print, less materials, less overhead. At this point, literally, I was talking to one dude. I was reading comments on Avamance's, and he's like, dude, the amount of resources required to build these 1.16 friendly farms is ridiculous. And it is. You got to be mining for days, or build an iron farm like your very first farm. Like, literally, if you want to build these big farms, you're going to end up having an iron farm as your first farm build, which is ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous, because to do that you need villagers. It's a material heavy build. It's like, Jesus. Oh, and the easiest way to get name tags to make your farm work, that's also nerfed. Thank you, Mojang. You bloody... I swear to God. So yeah, so you need a name tag. It's just messed up all around. It's messed up. I don't like it. I don't like what they're doing. I'm probably not going to upgrade to 116, honestly. Well, actually, there's another reason for... Oh, get out of here. Get. Anyhow, there's another reason for that, but... and that's Optifine for 115, but anyhow. Okay, all that being said, let's talk about what's going on here. You'll see behind me I already have some stuff built, and you'll notice, yes, I'm floating around, and yes, this is a super flat world. Normally I only build in survival, but Jesus, for this one I just really wanted to get this out. Like survival, it would take me probably a couple days to gather the resources and to, do everything that's needed to build. I mean, frankly, just to build the whole mechanism in general, which is ridiculous. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get it out. Let's just get it out. I wanna build it. So I created a super flat creative world just for this. So I mean, I am personally and probably I don't know. I might do this on Bedrock. I might do it on Bedrock. Because this is definitely Bedrock friendly as well. Bedrock also has the same disadvantage to not being able to have zero tick farms for two reasons. One, they can't zero tick. And two, they can't, their growth mechanism works the same way as they nerfed it out here. So yeah, I might build this on Bedrock, maybe. Like I said, it's so expensive to build these farms. But anyhow, let's get started. Now, let's check this out. always there with the buttons. So let's check this out. Here's what I got so far, right? First, you need an experience farm. We're going to use the furnaces, okay? We use the furnaces because the furnaces save the experience. Every time you smelt something, they save the experience from that item being smelted. Now this is a new thing. I think they just did this in either 114 or 115 or 113. I don't know. It's relatively new either way. But point is, every time this furnace smelts something, like for example, if I put this here sand in there, and it's going to turn into glass. You'll see it right here quickly. And it's going to disappear and go boom. And if I go down here to this, click on it, there's my glass. Now, that glass got me some experience smelting it, and the furnace saved that experience. So that's how this whole thing works. But we're going to say, let's go out from there, right? So we have furnaces to create experience, and they save the experience for when you want to use it. Why are these hoppers down here? Well, these hoppers are down here so that we can let the furnaces work as long as they want, and they'll just take what the furnaces make and spit it out here. I'm probably gonna, like, you could use a drop. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to put a dropper at this point right here. So you would put a dropper right here and then just spit the product into, a lava pit or into a cactus or something like that. Either way, you just want to get rid of the product, honestly, because all you want is the experience. So that's why the bottom hoppers. So let's go over here. The top hoppers that you can see right here, these hoppers add the top product. So this top block, that gets added by these top hoppers. That's what these are. And you'll notice I'm only 8 furnaces here. I only have 8 furnaces. You could do more furnaces, for sure. You can change how this whole distribution mechanism works, and you can add... I personally prefer the water distribution mechanism because, well, I don't know, I think it's easier, it's smoother. It probably creates more lag, but, I mean, my computer doesn't lag, pretty much. Like, it takes a lot to make my computer lag. So that's a thing. I like waters, but you can also use a hopper trail if you wanted to. The water stream is much less resources to make it work. In fact, I might even have to add... Yeah, I probably am. I'm going to have to add a sign to make this work. I think the fence might work as well. Let's see. Do I go to here? Where's my signs? I don't really want a hitbox in there. But I do want... Where did they put the signs? This is just blocks. Oh, you know what I could do? Oh, I know what I could do. Yo, check this out. This this is gonna be interesting. Alright, put that there, and then take a trapdoor. Wherever they got the trapdoors now. Decoration, redstone, transportation, pressure plates. Where's the trapdoors? Oh wait, there's the sign. That works perfectly fine. So I'm going to put a sign here. And put the sign on this block. I didn't need that. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this whole flying thing. I'm really honestly not used to it. So I want the sign right there. Doesn't need to say anything. Boom. Cut that stream down. Now I need to add water here. Done. Alright. That way, because I think if the items actually get in the water, they want to float up. So that way they just fall straight down into the water stream underneath. That works. That's better. That is better. Alright, so this actually explains why I only have 8 furnaces, because the water stream will flow 8 blocks and then stop. And that's convenient, because at this point then you can just add, you know, well, frankly, if you wanted bone meal, you could add a composter right here. I would say just get rid of the extra kind of thing. Although we're going to build this thing so that it really shouldn't have too much extra. Alright, and this here farm. This is a standard bamboo farm. Right, so we talked about the water streams and we talked about what's going on there. Let's talk about what's going on behind the furnaces. So this array of hoppers right here feeds the back of the furnaces, and that's the fuel. So if you look at this, the bamboo, the bottom block right here is the fuel, and that's being fed by this set of hoppers here. And that's what the bamboo is doing. It's providing the fuel. Now you might wonder, so I've got, right, sand there, and then a hopper there. So how am I getting from one to the other? Well, use a good old trick. That, that is a hopper minecart in the sand. So, that's, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have busted that out. Is that going to mess it up? I don't know. I do not know. Can I push it back? There we go. Ta-da! So yeah, hopper minecart in the sand. What that does is the hopper minecart sits within that sand, and every time these here bamboos drop on top of the sand, the hopper minecart picks it up, at which point the hopper below it picks it out of the hopper minecart and then gives it to the furnace. That's how that is working. So that's a thing right there. I need to break that. Alright, so that's how that is working. One nice thing about hopper minecarts, they are not affected by redstone. So I can put a redstone torch, I can put a redstone block next to it. It won't lock from the redstone. So that's a nice thing. that you should keep in mind. I can put a redstone... I can hard power a redstone block behind the hopper minecart, and it won't affect... it won't affect the hopper minecart's ability to transfer items. And that's important with what we're going to do with the droppers. So anybody that knows what they're talking about knows why I have droppers down here. Or dispensers, sorry, dispensers. We are going to be putting bone meal in those dispensers. The bone meal is going to be what makes this farm powerful. Every time you hit a bamboo stalk with a piece of bone meal, it grows one. Which means I only need to add 2 pieces of bone meal for this thing to go bloop. Oh, we need to get a piece out of there, and that gets 2 pieces. So 2 pieces of bone meal get 2 pieces of bamboo. Now, that matters. Why would we do this, you say? Well, it turns out you can make bone meal out of cactus. And you can also burn cactus to get experience. So cactus can both superpower this here bamboo farm as well as power the furnaces. So the cactus is important in this one, making the cactus work. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a circuit down here to drive the dispensers. And personally, I like the I really like using just the simple the simple observer clock. It's just easier, honestly. So I'm not going to activate it yet because we don't have any bone meal, and it does create noise. So I won't activate it yet. But that's the circuit. So here's what happens, right? So when I put a observer right here, boom, they act upon each other and they make this thing tick. All right? These here repeaters feeding into this block are hard powering the block. When you hard power that block, every other block around it gets powered, which means it's activating the dispenser. It's activating the dispenser, but it's not activating the piston. And that's the key here, is it's not activating the piston. That way the piston only clicks. The piston only cycles when those observers actually see something for it to hit. So that's a thing. There is another version of this where we don't... let me actually just add something. Let me just add... That thing's kind of noisy. Let me just add the bone meal to there. I don't need these anymore. So let me just add some bone meal to there, and I'll show you what I mean. Boom. See that? That's pretty darn quick. Not gonna lie, that's pretty darn quick. Look at that. That's practically a zero-tick farm. And then we just ran out of bone meal. That's practically a zero-tick farm. That's filled up. Well, pull that out of there. We got 16 in there. So, basically, for every bone meal you put in there, you should get a stalk of bamboo out of. So, that's a good thing. And then if I come over here... Alright, so I'm going to block this because it's noisy. So, how am I making this happen? These here composters. So and here's the other trick to this. I don't know how many of these composters are going to be needed to make this work. I don't know how much... I haven't done the math. I probably should have done the math, but I don't know how much... how many composters we're going to need to make the bone meal work, and then the cactus extra on top of that, because here's the thing. We can't zero-tick the cactus. And then if you talk about, like, bone mealing the cactus, well, then it becomes pointless, because where are you going to get the bone meal from, right? So, So here's where the real giant... Now this, mind you, this is already resource heavy. It really is. All these hoppers are expensive. They require chests. They require iron. So this thing really is in the hopper. Mine carts in there. So this thing honestly really is expensive already. Uh, so that's like, I just have to, say that. But that's not the biggest point of the whole thing. The biggest point of the whole thing is what we have to do up here. And this gets really annoying. So this is a water tray. You guys are probably familiar with this. It's 8 blocks, technically 8 blocks from the center, deep, because that, again, that's the limit of water flow. And then right down there is the hopper, where we start the water stream, right? So it just goes down here and then whoop, right there. So that's kind of how that works. But what we have to do here is we have to build a grid of cactus that will make this thing work. Alright, so let me get my sand. This is gonna take a bit, honestly. But what we're gonna do is basically, and I may need to redo the water by the time this is all done. Actually, I can't do that. Sand, I need to put a solid block there. You know what? Shoot. I want that to be half block. It could be a whole block. That's fine. There. And here's the thing with cactus. They can only grow... so it turns out they can grow catty-corner to each other. So this is how we're going to float the whole thing out. And to prove this, I'm going to go ahead and put the sand there. And then we're going to get some cactus. And we're going to plant the cactus. So this is going to be the trick to actually filling this whole thing out. Is actually... Yes, this is going to be my trick to filling this whole thing out. Is that the cactus can be that way. So we need to pack it out like that. So let's just go ahead and start doing that. And we create a checkerboard pattern through the whole thing. And I may need to redo the water streams by the time we're done. But that's okay. We'll just have to redo the water streams then. Whew, this gets big. It's a lot. Honestly, this is why people don't like doing the non-zero tick farms. It's so freaking time-consuming and large and resource-heavy. It's like, God. And you know what? For the sake of this video, I'm actually going to say, let's stick with that. Alright, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come through and knock out the bottom on every one of these. Oh, probably should do the water after. I'm thinking do the water last, because this is annoying. I have the water here because I wanted to see how how big I needed to make this. Have to come down here. Carefully just knock out every one of these here blocks. Now we're doing this because the water needs to flow, but at the same time we need the cactus to grow on top of it. Alright, now we place the sand on everything. And here's the thing, cactus actually grows kind of slow. So that's why you need to populate this so heavy. It's just to get enough cactus growing. Because here's the thing. Now that we have this built, since we have the bottom part of this farm built, now we plant the cactus over everything. The nice thing about cactus is you don't need a harvest mechanism for them. Well, you don't need a redstone harvest mechanism for them. They are kind of auto-harvesting. And what I mean by that is if I build this up here... Alright, now I need... You can either use a glass pane, or you can use... fence would probably work too. But an iron gate works really good. Dried coral. Here it is. So the iron gate works really good for this. There it is. So now what I'm going to do is go through, make each one of these too tall, and put iron gates in. The reason the iron gate works really well is because it doesn't take up very much space. And it not taking up much space, its hitbox is really small, which lets the entity of the harvested cactus fall down. See what I mean? Put that there, put that there, that there, that there. You literally just want to have one of these next to everything. I'm not even doing that good of a job getting these next to everything just because of yeah, I'm missing spaces. Alright. Alright, so that's the cactus farm, right? Okay. We are missing spaces. But there's not... Actually, there is. So I could go through... I'm just not even going to worry about it. So you would want a iron fence in every one of these spaces for this really to work out that well. And the idea is when the cactus tries to grow up, you know, it sees that iron fence. Cactus cannot grow next to another item. So when the cactus tries to grow up here, it sees an item next to it and it goes, "Oh, nope, we gotta pop that off." And then it pops off a piece of itself, and that's gonna flow down into here. And in fact, I can actually show you that. So if I toss this over here, we can go in here and you'll see it float down there. Boom. Just like that. Now, here's the thing. At this point, most of that is going to be... Oh, take this stuff out. At this point, most of that is going to be taken up by these hoppers. you actually have to have the cactus grow up enough. All right, let's see if I got any there. I want to see if it's actually got any there. Or no, it'd be in that one. Or would it be over in this one? I want to see if it's actually gone down the composter instead of... Oh wait, no, the composter would need a lot more than that. I would need to know what level that composter is at. Yeah, so unfortunately that's the big deal, is that the composter, what I can also do is check here. Nope, we don't have any green dye yet, so it didn't filter down into... Yeah, so nothing has been filtering down in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a bunch of cactus because, you know, we're in creative. And I'm literally... just gonna dump this down there. Just to see... So we're going to quite literally just dump the cactus down there. Just to get her started. Now, what that should do is we are either going to see cactus come down that piece, or we're going to see it all go through the composter. Oh, there it goes. I just heard the composter run. Is that going to go here first? Oh yeah, you can hear the composter running. Yep, there it is. There's our bone meal. So the composters suck up a lot, honestly. So the biggest deal is... yeah, the biggest deal at this point is making enough cactus farm to actually drive this mechanism. That's the biggest part of this. That's the biggest problem to this whole thing. We actually have to make enough cactus platform up here to drive this mechanism in the first place. And it's slow. Like, cactus is slow growing. So, but here's the thing. If you guys want to build this, it's pretty straightforward, just the way it is. Honestly, at this point, I would say you can build it just like this. Put in as many furnaces as you want, right? Depending on, you know, how much XP you want to pull out at a time. Put in as many furnaces as you want, and then feed those furnaces, whether you use a hopper chain or whether you use a water stream. And then you set up the bamboo. I would set up the bamboo just like this. Actually, that's probably significant overkill. But if everything were to back up, so here's what happens. If everything starts to back up, then it simply won't make bone meal anymore. And so eventually the system will reach an equilibrium. By the time everything floods up with bone meal, which, mind you, is a ton of bone meal. But by the time everything floods up with bone meal, it's going to... Oh, I've got to pull this out of here. I didn't even think about that. By the time everything fills up with bone meal, it's going to stop making bone meal, and everything's going to back up to the point where 100% of your cactus is then going down to be fuel, and then it's only going to use the bone meal as it needs the fuel, essentially. So the farm will reach equilibrium. So honestly, what it comes down to is build as much cactus as you want. This is going to be the regulation to how fast this thing is. Now, mind you, I'm saying that, right? I'm saying that knowing that this is a lot of work. This is an absolute shit ton of work. to put into this thing to make an experience farm. So, you know, it's like, God, do you guys... Cacti. Cactuses. Cactuses instead of cacti. I don't know. I don't know. She's my wife, so she's probably right. I'll just go with that. That's the safety route. She's right. You're right, Rupa. Wifey boss over here. Anyhow, yeah, so that's the thing. This is the farm. This is your 1.16 friendly farm. Oh, for... You know what? Where's a bed? I gotta sleep away this rain. This rain's stupid. I need random stuff. Oh, so the bed... Oh, here we go. Bed. Really? I am not very good at this creative thing. Where's the bed? Foodstuffs, tools, combat, brewing, miscellaneous. It should be under miscellaneous. Save toolbars. I've never built a toolbar, so I don't have any saved. Zombies, books, shards, honey, part of the sea. Why do I not have a bed? What? Oh, whatever. Okay, whatever. Anyhow, so yeah, this is your 116 friendly experience farm. And honestly, I just want to point this out, the ridiculousness of it. This thing, Jesus, this thing is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. By the time you would get this whole thing built up to the point where it's actually working... What's worse, too, this cactus isn't even growing. Maybe I do need to space it out more. If I space it out more. There we go. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but whatever. Yeah, here's the ridiculousness of it, right? I'm not a fan. This is your 116 experience farm in all its glory, but I'm not a fan, and I'll tell you why. I think this is so much extra work. Now, mind you, this here way of supercharging your farm using the bone meal is awesome. Honestly, it is pretty awesome because it does it quickly. In fact, that is probably just as fast as a Xeritic bamboo farm. But the fact that in order to make that work, you've got all of the gigantic overhead of this. That makes me sad. So, anyhow, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm instead of wasting you guys' time going through and trying to build this thing up as much as humanly possible to actually make this thing work, because I think it's going to be a lot, what I'm actually going to do is... I'll record... what I'll do is I'll make... Honestly, I wanted this live stream to be about the making of these things, right? You know, because what a lot of you guys see, like you see Mumbo Jumbo or Eagle Eyes or, you know, somebody saying, hey, this is how you make a farm. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, that's neat. But they don't tell you the hours and hours that they put into researching how to make it. And they don't tell you the hours that they put into, you know, developing and doing the footage and actually building the stuff. Because by the time I get this done, it's going to take a long time to get this done to the point that it's actually working. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to clock out now, so I don't waste you guys' time. Well, so I don't waste my wife's time. And I'm going to clock out, and I'm going to build this thing up. I'm going to take the time to build her up. And then when we build her up, I will actually make just, a normal video instead of a live stream on how the thing works and how much it takes to, this is going to take quite a few hours of research to figure out exactly how much cactus you actually need to make it work. Oh, look, there's actually a piece of cactus down there. So maybe this was working. Let me put my cactus back there and see. Anyhow, I'm not going to know that this is working until I see that everything is, like, running its butt off. So, anyhow. Alright, guys. So, thank you very much. Well, thank you, wifey, for actually watching. Wifey boss, at least somebody is. Yeah, so thank you for actually watching this here little live stream. And I'm going to go ahead and put the time, energy, and resources into building this thing up until I see that it's actually working. Then I'll make a video showing you guys just how expensive these non-zero tick farms are. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. I know it is. But, we'll see. So, thank you very much, and look out for the completed product. And it'll probably be very interesting by the time you guys actually see it. It's going to be massive, and it might actually be loud. I didn't expect that bone meal thing to work so well. But, keep an eye out. Keep looking, and, yeah. I'm going to work on this thing, and I guess I'll see you guys when I make that there video. So, alright. Hey, thank you very much for watching. If you got half a mind to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and all, and hit the like and all that kind of stuff. Because, this will go on as a recorded video for everybody that's not watching live, but hey, whatever. Alright, I'm going to get to building. You guys have a good night. See ya.